and you're in the driver's seat. This is our team. We already introduced ourselves, but this is just a little background of us. Okay. I'd like to formally welcome you guys to Argonne Microchips. I'm sure all of you have had the problem with texting and driving. Who knows somebody who texts and drives? Anybody? Actually, let me rephrase that. Who texts and drives? I'm sure there's more than that.
We're all on that side of the room.
Okay, well, we plan to eliminate this loss of life. I'm sure everybody's heard of the DUI case and how they have the breathalyzers that limit driving and they make sure people are safe when they drive. So we're going to target this at Universal Mobile Phone Corporation. Apple, Samsung, Toshiba, etc. All of those corporations that can install this into their mobile phones. And additionally, this device is the first of its kind. Nothing like this has ever been done before. Okay, as I mentioned, it is a growing danger. No such system addresses this. And this technology is super low cost, and it can be installed in every device. It also has room to grow. The idea behind this is that an individual who's texting and driving will no longer be able to do it. When they surpass 25 miles per hour, the satellite will shut off their capabilities to text, and it will prevent accidents. What we have here is a navigation system, and for all of you that drive luxury cars, you would know that a navigation system will stop working if the car is in motion. Argonne Microchips kind of took that concept and applied it to the texting application of your cell phone. There are other inventions that have the same concept that have worked to prevent injuries and accidents, such as the breathalyzer, where if you blow into it and if you are over the legal limit, your car will not start. And the seatbelt alarm, actually, if the car is in motion and your seatbelt is not on, the alarm will sound. So it motivates people to put their seatbelts on, buckle up, and it protects the safety of not only the driver and the passengers, but other people on the road.
As you can see here, we have a map of the United States. And we have 3 colors here. The 3 colors are color coordinated to show the states that have laws against texting and driving. The green states are the states that have a law against texting and driving. That's 39 states there. The blue states are partially against texting and driving. For example, if the states, they require people under 18 or under 21 to not text and drive, but everyone else is allowed to text and drive. The red states are only 6 states, which include Hawaii, Arizona, Montana, South Dakota, South Carolina, and yes, Florida. While being in Florida, there is no law against texting and driving, which puts all of you guys in danger since we are all drivers, mostly. As you can see, the country is going towards eliminating texting and driving altogether. At first, there was only a few states that had laws against it, but as you can see, they are all slowly getting to the green. Our target market. Everybody in this room has at one point got their phone out and has sent a text message to somebody, whether it be their daughter, their son, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their mother, or their father. But everybody here has done it at least one time. And we are planning to spread this technology to all phones, to all ages. But at first, we were planning on targeting the younger drivers under 24, for example, because over 1/3 of all young drivers, ages 24 and under, are texting on the road at any particular moment in time. And we are planning on putting this technology in iPhones first, because mostly everyone here has an iPhone, as you can all see here. 34% of all teens in the United States own an iPhone. That's about approximately 1/3 of all teens. The ones that don't have an iPhone, 40% of them are expecting one in the next 6 months. So as you can see, our technology is going to spread really rapidly, and we will have a lot of customers going to our technology. And I stated there a little fact, about 6,000 teens are killed each year and 500,000 are injured each year because of texting driving or distracted driving. I have some more stats here for you to surprise you guys, see what's going on with teenagers while they're driving. While teens are texting, they spend about 10% of the time outside the driving lane they're supposed to be in. Very surprising. They're either over the white line they're supposed to be in or over the yellow line, which is even more dangerous. What else? Answering a text takes away your attention for about 5 seconds. That is enough time to drive the length of a football field. A lot can happen in that 100 yards. You can get in an accident, you can hit a tree, you can hit another car, you can hit a pedestrian. That's a very surprising statistic. Our advantages against everybody else. We're the first of our kind. So we have no competition right now. We are approximately 2 years ahead of everybody else. So if we manufacture this product as soon as possible and get it out to the market, we will be ahead of everybody else and we will make sure everybody is safe and sound in their own car. We took an old concept, as Karen said, of putting it in GPSs, in their cars, the breathalyzer, and we're putting it into a phone, since mostly everybody in this room or everybody in the world has a phone now. So in the United States, we're mostly targeting the people in the United States, but as a company, we're planning on spreading this company into the world, since this problem is not only in the U.S., it's with everybody else in the UK, in Europe, in Africa, and South America. So we're planning on spreading this technology to the world and making sure that the world is a better place for everybody else.
Our production cost of the microchip will be $2, and the labor cost would be $2, and the margin on $2. So we will sell the microchips starting out with Apple for $6 per unit. 40 million iPhones are sold annually in the United States, but our products will not be going into the 100% of 40 million. It would actually be only going into 10%, which is 10 million of our iPhones. Our projected production is 12 million because yes, while only 10 million phones will be containing the microchips, the 12 million leaves us 2 million in case microchips are broken, they're defective, they're faulty, etc. Numerous problems can happen. By year one, we plan our revenue to be $60 million. Leaving the cost of goods at $48 million and the gross profit at $12 million. We're leaving $2 million in salary and personnel, and we're dividing the salary amongst 10 employees to engineer the microchip and put it into the iPhones. So at the end, yes, our net profit is 0 in the first year. We do break even, but this is just the first year, and we're leaving it as a test year. So by the second year, iPhone is going to be knocking on our door asking to put it in every single unit, and the productive projection is just going up and up and increasing. Each year, the iPhone sales will go up and down. We have it so that every 2 years, iPhone sales actually they increase because they come out with a new phone, and that has to do with contracts and with the phone companies. But by year 5, our projected profit will be $200 million. And yes, these numbers are a bit conservative, but this is just this is a test. This is a test trial, and so past year 5, we're actually expecting this to go global because texting and driving is not only a problem in the United States, it's a problem everywhere for any teen that owns an iPhone. Or any phone actually, and let's face it, we're emotionally attached to them, and we're not going to give them up. So, we've created a solution.
Some of our proceeds will go to organizations that bring awareness to our products, which is Stop the Text, Stop the Routes. Also, like Todd, texting organization against distracted driving. And Argon Technology is going to do just that, safety through technology.
Would you like to have that be your child or your family member? I don't. And I don't think you should either, because that is a growing problem, and Argonne Microchips Incorporated can help stop it. Thank you. Any questions?
Why the word argon? It seems like you had an opportunity to make an interesting.
That is a great question. I actually came up with the idea of argon because it is a noble gas in the periodic table of elements. A noble gas means that it doesn't bond with any other element, and it's purely argon. It's by itself. It will never be anything but argon. So that would make it to show that we are by ourselves. We are fully capable of being by ourselves and being independent. Also, it is the 18th element in the periodic table, and we're targeting people around the age of 18. And it sounds very nice too, I believe.
Do you think state laws that ban texting will aid or hurt your business?
That's a great question. We actually believe that with the Argonne microchips, this would actually help enforce the law. So who knows, maybe 7 years from now, when every state has banned texting and driving, the law may require that each cell phone contain this microchip. So we believe that it would help aid it. And for those that don't, for the states that do not ban texting and driving, we believe that even though it's not banned, people should want to protect themselves, and this would just help. I want to point out that it would be simple to the concept of buying car insurance for your cars. If each state legalized it, they'd be required to purchase this or to have it ingrained in their car.
And I guess the follow-up question to that is interimly, if it's not banned in a state and your target market is the younger audience and it's optional, do you think the younger teenage market would walk into an Apple store and buy an iPhone with it in it or without it?
That's really a good question. I believe that since most states, 39 states, have already legalized texting and driving, that it will only go up. And even though there are still a couple states that do not have any bans on it, that will not be a problem since so many other states have legalized it, and we'll be getting a lot of service from those customers. I'd like to add to that as well. I do believe that all of us would choose for this. Yes, we would not be used to it, and not gonna lie, we'd probably curse our phone because I'm attached to my phone and I do text and drive. It's a sin. But I do believe that I think we would, because we are aware that it is a problem, but we're still in that invincibility stage. So it would take some getting used to, but I think we'd come around and we'd get to it, and we'd in turn, be grateful because it would have prevented accidents.
Thank you.
Can these items be jimmied so that you can take out your microchip?
I can answer this. Just like an iPhone, you can't take out Siri, you can't
While it may seem appropriate during the season, it seems to me that we're not only gonna have our oldest, but we may have our youngest drivers driving at 24 miles an hour.